All the Way to the Ocean by Joel Harper, illustrated by Marq Spusta, and there's a foreword by someone named Laird Hamilton. He's a famous surfer. This is the 10th anniversary edition. Hey everybody! See how easy it is when we all work together? We used SFI certified paper and soy ink. Soy ink is less harmful to the environment by producing less airborne toxins than regular ink. You can learn more at allthewaytotheocean.com. And introducing Isaac and James. All the way to the ocean. I am passionate about the ocean, riding her waves, swimming in her waters, exploring her floors, and trying to find ways to take care of her. It's important for young people to be educated about how this system of nature works. All the Way to the Ocean is an opportunity to learn about how our actions link directly back to nature. Collectively and individually, we have a great responsibility to protect the ocean and the wonderful creatures that live there. If we all do just a little together, we give a lot. It's not just fish and turtles that call the sea home. She is home to all of us. In Hawaii, there is a belief that you receive mana, power, from nature. If you take care of nature, then nature can give you good mana. The ocean is a gift for all of us to enjoy, and she should be cherished. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much. And that's Marq Hamilton Laird. Every day, Isaac and his best friend James ride their skateboards home from school. Should we hang out at your house or mine? Asked Isaac. Let's go to my house. My mom went shopping and bought lots of good food, said James. Want a piece of candy? Sure, said James. Hey, what are you doing? Asked Isaac. Did you just drop your wrapper into the storm drain? Yeah, what's the big deal? Asked James. It's a big deal because these drains go all the way to the ocean, just like the sign says. What do you think happens when our trash ends up in the ocean? Asked Isaac. I don't know. What? Asked James. The plants and animals get really sick, that's what. Look at all that trash that's already in there, cried Isaac. Plastic bags, cigarette butts, broken glass, bottle caps, plastic soda can holders, and now your candy wrapper. There's even an old shoe down there. And guess what? As soon as it rains, all that trash goes straight to the ocean. If you live near the beach. It takes a little bit longer journey, but that does happen inland as well. How do you know? Asked James. 'Cause I read about it in National Geographic Kids. Are you sure that stuff goes all the way to the ocean? Asked James. I'm positive, said Isaac. Let's ask my mom when we get home. She's super smart. She's not smarter than National Geographic, said Isaac. Yes, she is, insisted James. Hey, Mom, do the storm drains around town go all the way to the ocean? Asked James. They sure do, she replied. I told you, said Isaac. Why do you ask, honey? Isaac jumped in and said, because James threw trash in the storm drain on the way home from school. He didn't know that they drain all the way to the ocean. Isaac is right about the storm drains, said James's mother. Just think about all the harmful things that could happen when our trash ends up in the ocean. All kinds of marine life are getting sick and their homes are becoming polluted. Sometimes they get stuck in our trash. Do all storm drains go to the ocean? Asked James. Yes, they do, said his mother. That's why it is important to remember not to throw trash on the ground. Because when it rains, harmful pollutants like foam cups, fast food wrappers, motor oil, and even pet waste wash into the storm drains and run down to lakes, rivers, and empty into the ocean. I saw someone reach out of their car and dump out their entire ashtray full of cigarette butts into the gutter by school one day, said James. I bet a lot of them ended up in the ocean. You're right, Isaac, said James's mother. Fish and birds often mistake cigarette butts and many other kinds of garbage for food, and when they eat them, they get sick. Sometimes sea turtles will eat plastic bags thinking they're jellyfish. Jellyfish make a great lunch for a sea turtle, but plastic bags don't. Mom, can our drinking water get polluted too? Asked James. Yes, it sure can, James. Runoff from storm drains can harm drinking water and affect recreational areas. Sometimes beaches have to be closed because the water is too dirty to swim in. Yeah, I know, said Isaac. My brother was mad last weekend because he couldn't go surfing at his favorite spot. He said the beach was closed because of pollution. And it says to avoid water contact. Pollution sure causes a lot of problems. Why do people litter so much? That's a good question, Isaac. Maybe some people aren't aware of the harmful effects pollution has on the environment. Or maybe they think that the ocean is so big that it has room for our trash. Sadly, that's not true. The ocean has more life in it than any other ecosystem on the earth, and we need to take better care of it, said James's mother. Hey, Isaac, you know all those gutters by school? Asked James. Yeah, said Isaac. I always see trash in them. Let's ask our teacher if our class can pick up trash around the school so it doesn't end up in the storm drains, said James. Good idea. Maybe the whole school can pitch in. There's a lot of trash. James and Isaac's teacher thought a schoolyard cleanup was a great idea. After their classmates learned about storm drain pollution, they wanted to help clean up their environment. Many of the students even picked up garbage around their own neighborhoods. What are some things you and your friends and family can do in your community to help prevent storm drain pollution? Think about that for a few minutes. All the way to the ocean. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll do your part to keep our stormwater system here in Eugene clean by picking up trash. Because remember, it might not be your trash, but when it's on the ground, it's all of our trash, and it's up to us to keep our waterways clean.